Hello, are you asleep? He was kicked permanently out of his daycare, and so now he comes to work with me every day, and we're gonna see what happens. When it comes to food, he does not understand the concept of no. So he is with me, and we are here for you. So hopefully you'll be able to get a good night's sleep. I really hope that you can relax and rest as I speak from the heart, because there's something that I've been thinking about that perhaps I could share. I've been thinking a lot that when I was young, when I was a child, that my conception of the future was this feeling of intense possibility, and that I was full of the potential, and the world was full of potential. And you know how you can be inspired or taken by something so captured, like you can strike some flint and cause a spark. Well, I think, like a lot of children, I would always be struck by, caught on, sparked by a really cold wind, or a dinosaur claw, or a storybook, or the way that the light fell, or butterfly wind chimes. These kind of magical items and moments that they sink within you, and they really capture you. So this state of potential, it was not really related totally to the future. So potential was not the kind of material human future, and it wasn't this kind of estimated consequence of behavior. That's the future. Potential was another world. It was another world. Potential was like a sublime encounter with a skeleton, or a creepy tree, or infinity. So you could say that as a child, my sense of the future was absent, and the future was not present in me, and that instead I had potential, which is another world, the beyond, this other way of living and being. The thing is, though, is that now I'm grown. I'm an adult now, but I still have the sense of potential. I still have this sense of beyond when I look at an abandoned building, or I'm just in the right place at the right time, you know? Like, I think this sensibility is what makes people romantic, or creative, or misanthropic even, gothic, etc., etc. But now, though, I also have this thing which is called the future. I have the future. And that can be very painful and very boring when compared to its twin, potential. The future can be such a strange thing to think about or to feel coming. But this brings me to this amazing image which I love. Dress for the job you want. And here we have this woman dressed as grass. LOL. There's another version that's really funny. Hell yeah, hot Cheeto. I really love this meme. I adore this meme. It puts this image, puts these two concepts in conversation the future versus potential, like, dress for the job you want. That sentence is talking about the future, but she's dressed for potential. She's just ignored it. There is no future. There's just potential. So the humor comes from the contrast to these things, because she's just gonna sit in the grass and she's just gonna see what's gonna happen, what's gonna unfold and emerge. This meme works so well because it kind of captures future fatigue. Truly, just a fatigue of these constructs that are a part of this thing that we call the future. As somebody who has goals, I like self-help. I have a sense of meaning in upward striving. I have some enjoyment in this idea of working on myself and working on goals. Even then, despite liking a concept that we can think about as momentum in our timeline or whatever, and sculpting the future, I also experience deep sense of fatigue of the freaking future. I just get tired of it. If the future is really something that you can manifest and you can conjure, and if our present choices kind of invite it forth, then dressing for a dream job may work, but for me, it wouldn't occur. I wouldn't do it. And I would instead drip myself out in a symbolic armor, which is indeed what creative and romantic and gothic people, etc., already do. And I would steep myself like a gnarled, creepy little piece of ginger inside a tea of potential. And I would go seek out places and people and energy, these very specific situations that kind of light me up outside of the future. And I would seek out my own emotions in the face of the sublime, and then I would create things based off that. I think right now, being in the world of bureaucracy and having goals and, yada yada yada, I'm trying to reach the goal so I can get my basic needs met, that I am sprinkling my life with potential, my material life with this stuff. I am kind of stirring it into this cauldron because, to be honest, I don't know how some people are doing it, and they're definitely doing it. They are in the world of the future, they're grinding away and they're doing their thing. But the thing is, for maybe my personality type, living fully in the future is miserable because it lacks some sense of the beyond, and it's painful. Living in the world of this constructed future is painful because I am helpless but to feel potential in the world around me. But living 100% in potential is also deeply painful and can make you a dreamer, and it can make life kind of go by in a mirage, and it can feel bad. So I think as I've gotten a bit older, I've learned to deal with the future by sprinkling in potential and, being sure to encounter it so that I can feel alive. Now, I speak on this a lot, and I'm trying not to be repetitive, but there's something I haven't said that is like the truth about, I think, one of my favorite places in the world. So hear me out on this. North Greenwich. North Greenwich, here in the city of London where I live. North Greenwich. This place, for me, that is the tea of potential. Where I go, I bathe my soul in the waters of this place. I'm serious. I talk about going there, but I think this is what's real about it. It is such a satisfying blend of sunshine, because I go there on a sunny day. On a sunny day, I am not in a beautiful part of London. I am not doing something off my to-try list. I am in North Greenwich, and it's a beautiful mix of sun, metal, spooky, kind of abandoned looking infrastructure, reeds and grasses, kind of a green, mossy shoreline, and of course it's got my favorite statue of all time. North Greenwich, it transports me with its aura because it reminds me of a life with no future, just latent, energetic potential. There's kind of broken windows and seagulls and boats on the water, and squishy moss. This is the world of the child. The child who can look at a pile of tires and orange traffic cones and sense a mystery, can feel something there. It's very enticing, very powerful. There's a hiddenness. And, in fact, this kind of industrial stuff that I'm so attracted to, this kind of dilapidated industrial thing, it's like a language that I don't speak. Truly, it's like a dead language. This is like my Rosetta Stone when I encounter this stuff. This kind of metal and steel and rotting wood, and these pipes that are just moving God knows what to God knows where. All of that, I don't know the purpose of any of this stuff, so it's bricks and gravel and wire, and these are kind of abandoned symbols of humanity. They're like a symbol for something that's not assembled yet, so it's full of energy and potential, and that strikes my imagination. It hasn't dressed for the job it wants. It's just there already. It's not dressed into anything. You think, what could be built from this? What weird subterranean mechanistic society uses things like this? So what I've never been able to, I think, properly articulate and tell you is that North Greenwich, for me, the demon with the bowl statue, just everything in it, North Greenwich is a symbol, and we all have symbols, and they are portals into this multi-dimensional world of potential. So they're portals into this other way of life, and that's why I seek it out so much. I think this is a portal to my creativity, is what I'm saying. It's right to my creativity. It's a door to my imagination, my power, my thoughts. We all have these doors. When the world around you is a magical place, you have doors to go to this creative world, this realm that sometimes we live in as children and we lose track of as adults, and they're very important. And so, maybe by interacting with this world of potential, it will impact my material future. I don't know, will it? It has inspired me to make this video. This potential has inspired me to make something, and I would like to make things from this place. So, maybe seeking out potential will impact my material future. because I struggle with the future. I struggle with this kind of, these things like dressing for the job you want. I struggle to navigate this kind of odd economic matrix that we live in, we've built. It doesn't quite make sense to me in the way that just being does, and the way potential does. So there is something there for me. I get a lot of meaning out of adding potential into life, into being creative, and going where potential lives and I can feel it viscerally in my body. That's very exciting stuff. So maybe this is me dressing for the job I want. You know, I'm dressing for being. I'm summoning my dream to me. I'm dressing in North Greenwich. That's my outfit, is North Greenwich. I wonder if this makes sense, and perhaps you were like me in that navigating the world is a bit difficult, and navigating things like, work and trying to survive and these kinds of things is odd. And if you're a creative person, or if you're feeling out of touch with potential, to seek out some potential, because again, I find that living in only the future can give people a loss of meaning and can have consequences, and living purely in potential can also give people almost an overwhelm of information and dreams, and can cause someone to feel frustrated because they don't know how to alchemize these two things together into something, a creative life, or a painful coming to terms kind of life. But I think that a life that both considers the future and has goals, working on goals, I find that it's best that when I balance that with potential and magic, and really having these doors to my creativity, that I take it all and I want to do something creative with it. I want to make creative choices about life, and maybe one day I'll make creative choices about my job. I don't know. There are many possibilities in this world, and we're going to see how life unfolds. Maybe I'll be one of those people who live in a van, and then I'll make van life content. I don't know. Maybe I will go live in a commune. Maybe I will live in a commune at the top of a mountain. I don't know. What could happen? That's the thing. We don't know. But I think it's important to tap into creativity, and right now I'm fatigued on the future. I'm fatigued on it. So I'm going to take a break and walk in North Greenwich and feel creative. So I hope that you are able to also navigate these things, and have access to the world of the child and your creativity. I think I might pawn him off on you for nap time while I go do some errands, and perhaps you can spend some time with him, take a little nap, have some sleep and some rest, and prepare for coffee. What do you think? Will you take him? Good, because he needs to sleep too. So I will leave you to rest. I hope you rest well, and I will see you soon.